This is Abnormal Entertainment.
You are still in my mind. The truth is so hard to find. With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I said
If I need a chair, I'll get
I like standing.
I gotta get comfy.
Because I like hovering over everybody, so
That's actually
like
Well,
I
and it
feel
stops you from
Looming.
banging the table, but
a little bit.
looming.
yeah, looming. I like looming over everybody.
I like looming too.
Stop touching my channel. That
What's
is
your
the
channel?
channel that the task cam is on. Thanks.
Sorry, what channel am I on?
You're on this one right here.
Which one?
That one.
You are invited.
Welcome to GloryHoundd and the Uninvited Gamers. I'm your host, GloryHoundd, and tonight's Uninvited Gamers are...
Richard.
Andrew.
Dr. GloryHoundd.
And tonight we're going to talk about Arizona Game Fair. Yay, Arizona Game Fair. When is that happening?
February 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's like a Pavlovian response. Like every time I say Arizona Game Fair, I say February 9th, 10th, 11th because I've been telling so many people about it.
It just comes out of your mouth naturally.
There's going to be that
gonna
one
for real
time.
remember.
February 9th.
There's going to be that one time, though, where
I
I'm
like-
like, oh,
Yeah, I was
in
gonna say-
February sometime.
yeah.
That's how I would
I
be.
like how it's your convention. You're like, look to Richard. You're like, hold on.
When is it again?
When is this happening?
February 9th,
9th,
10th, and 11th.
Yeah, you guys have been super busy though.
Yeah, it's kind of wrapping up some stuff, but
Yeah.
it's ramping up.
I know.
on
I'm
other
seeing
things.
posts from you guys every day. Right now, you're giving away free tickets.
Yeah, every day in January we're giving away 2 full badges.
That's
on,
super awesome.
on Facebook. All you have to do is answer whatever question I come up with.
Right.
And I sit
Which are
there in the
simple
morning
questions. They're not like really hard questions or anything.
I feel like
should
you
I-
should like use that to your advantage. Like you're like in a college class or something. You're like, what's the square root of... And then like somebody answers and you're like, oh, well, there goes my homework. I'm
there
done.
goes my homework. I can do the whole thing. So.
That's how I would use my evil powers.
But yeah, we kept it. I mean, it's really pretty
Well-
simple, but it's good because the responses have been really cool.
Right.
Finding out what people.
Well, yeah, you get to see what people are looking at or interested in or what games that they've looked at. Yeah. That's actually a really smart thing to do because you're collecting information as well as giving out free tickets. So,
Yeah, well,
well.
I don't
We
think it's
know.
like-
We
yeah.
know that your
I
secret
don't think it's
game now.
I don't think it's that.
Well-
it's not that nefarious. It's,
What all do you guys have planned for the event?
whoa, that's a big question.
Yeah.
First of all, our featured guest, Paul Dean from Shut Up and Sit Down, is coming in.
It's super exciting.
Yep, he is. I think he's in California right now.
Is he?
But he's originally from the UK,
Right.
And he's in, but he lives in Canada, and so he was doing a visit of the U.S. and so it worked out that he'd never been to Arizona.
That's fantastic.
so-
Like that was lucky at being able to get him over and stuff. Like
Yeah, and it was
perfect
a little,
timing.
We had a designer that we had set up, but it had fallen through, and so there was a little bit of a panic there.
Right.
But it worked out with him
Right.
about the right time, and so yeah, we're very excited about that. A lot of people seem to be excited.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. The guest list that you have going down it and stuff, there's a lot of game designers and stuff on there. We got people, that are popular on Twitter and, doing social media stuff and stuff for board games. And that's fantastic. Like, I love going down there and meeting people.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's what conventions should be about is
Right.
And the game fair, as I've always said, has been about trying to bring the industry to Arizona.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that we want to do. Some of that industry lives here.
Right, yeah.
The Game Boy Geek lives here in Phoenix.
Absolutely.
The game designers, Seth Jaffe, Tori Neiman, David Short. We're bringing those people who were there last year, or we're bringing them back. And then some new ones.
Absolutely.
And then again, like the social media stuff. And
Right. Well, you got was it Heavy Cardboard?
Yeah,
They're coming
Heavy Cardboard
back.
is coming back.
And the Dukes of Dice?
Dukes of Dice, one of them.
Just one of them,
Sean,
okay.
Sean Ramirez is coming
Yeah.
out. And then Mark Street, who is Board Game Corner.
Oh, nice.
And he's coming from Colorado.
Oh, okay, cool. I got to talk to him on Twitter then. I didn't realize that.
He's on the Dice Tower. He's on the, I think is it the Board Game Blender? He's on one of the Dice Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
So he's coming out, and then Chris Taylor from Mr. B Games, and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
It's a good mix of
That's
stuff.
a lot of special guests for a board game convention in Arizona. That's fantastic. I'm so excited that you were able to put all that together.
Well, and like I said, that's one of the key things that we want to do. So that'll be a key thing every year. We're just going to try to get more and more.
Get more people to come in. Yeah,
more national people to come in. That's one thing we're doing. We again have the open gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Our convention started out as pretty much a solid open gaming,
right,
with a big library. That's our main premise. So we have made the room bigger. Not the room bigger. There's more tables.
More space.
It's the same room.
we moved the vendors to the second hall.
We moved the vendors to a different building.
Okay.
And so we're going to have more tables for open gaming. And then the big thing that we've done this year is we added scheduled gaming late last year, and it was kind of crappy. I'll be honest.
It's hard whenever it's so late in the year scheduled.
Yeah. It was one of those things that we added on, and we did what we did, and it was fun.
Right.
And we've worked really hard on improving that, and so. We have 500 hours of scheduled gaming.
That's total
with the
RPGs. So there's 276 hours. Actually, we just added 2 big tournaments today.
Oh, that's fantastic!
So one of which you'll have to come and play in because it's one of your favorite games, King of Tokyo.
Oh. I'm gonna be lined up for that for sure, right?
But we have a lot of really cool tournaments. We're doing Catan Nationals, right? So you come play. And preliminaries are on Friday and Saturday. You do you get through one of those preliminaries. You'll have a semifinal on Sunday, and then the finals on Sunday.
Right.
And then if you win, you get a free trip to Origins.
Yeah, so it's a Catan qualifier through Catan Studio.
Right.
And the way that it works is, you play in a preliminary. You play 3 games. We have 2 preliminaries, one on Friday, one Saturday. And then essentially what happens is the top 16 from the preliminaries play in a semifinal. And the 4 winners of that go on to a final.
Right.
And then the winner wins a free trip to Origins.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you got to show up to at least try, right? And I love that you guys are adding the tournaments and stuff like that to everything. Yeah. Like that, we were just talking about tournaments happening and the scheduled board games and the open board games.
You should be really excited about one of these tournaments because it's your favorite game to use against her. It's King of Tokyo. So
nice. You can play King of Tokyo to your heart's desire.
Can I bring my own figures?
No.
I got the gingerbread man. I'll bring the gingerbread man.
That's how you know you're legit. Is you bring in the gingerbread man and your own personal figures.
I just want to know, how do you use King of Tokyo against her?
Oh, she doesn't like it. She bought it for me for my birthday or something, I think, when we first got into board gaming.
And then you walk around going, "I'm the King of Tokyo."
Yeah, and I like it, and I have the costume. I look like a green dinosaur, sleep in it, normal stuff.
Got it.
Stomp around the house.
She doesn't enjoy it as much, and so whenever she's like, "Oh, what game should we play?" I'm always like, "I got King of Tokyo in the car." And she's like, no, and I find a way whenever we go to game night to sneak it in the bag where she doesn't notice, and then she'll start taking it out. She's like, son of a, did you bring it? I'm like, I did. The people love it.
People want to play.
Have you gotten to the point to where you actually put it in a game that she likes? Like you just put it inside someone she's
next
time, that would be so
air,
terrible. Oh my god, that would be the worst.
I just slipped the instructions underneath her pillowcase.
Terrible.
So when she laid her head down, she had to pull the instructions out, like, whoa, what's this? And I was like, oh, what's that?
That's terrible. Oh, I would be so disheartened if that happened.
There's a few things she doesn't like.
That would break me.
So that everybody knows, another thing is dryer sheets.
Oh, thanks.
She hates dryer sheets.
God.
So I've found many ways to put them in the pocket of her pants. So when she's at work, she's like, what the hell? Hates dryer sheets. Hates them.
That's because they're always in my pants.
Well, if that's the case, you would hate me too.
Well, that's
it's not
true.
just the pants
That's
thing.
true. It might not be just the pants
Just-
thing
just the
then.
pants
All right.
Some other things that we're adding.
So Arizona Game Fair.
This is,
We have a
Is
lot
there a
more
dryer
interesting
sheet thing we're
games
gonna
than
be doing?
King of Tokyo.
Yes,
I can
yes.
go over that in a minute.
King of Tokyo
but-
is just, it's like lighthearted fun though. Everybody wants to be a monster that gets to stand in the middle and just beat the hell out of everybody. That's just a good game in my opinion.
Well,
It's very lighthearted and
They
just
were talking about
enjoyable.
the Catan tournament
Yeah, I
and
saw
how they get the winner of it gets a trip to Origins.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to have
Yeah.
to win that then.
Wow. I better
okay?
better play it again. I've only
Yeah.
played it like once or twice.
You're going to have to work that out.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a really good deal. Catan Studio pays for your stay and your badges and some of your food at
Oh, wow.
at Origins, and
That
we
means there are
help-
going to be some hardcore. Well, like nobody's going to trade. Then you're like, I need one sheep, and everyone's like,
Like,
die in a fire. Okay, all
Well,
right.
unless they really need
The
something
most
else.
hardcore
Yeah.
game of Catan
Wow.
ever.
Yeah, I feel should I pack my 6-shooter or something? It seems like this is going to be a rough game.
I was trying to decide what the movie rating of Catan was today, and
Mm-hmm.
whether or not it was G or R because of all the wood for sheep
Wood for
jokes.
sheep.
But you know, like we went, it's a G-rated game, but I just
It
I
is a
can't help
G-rated
myself.
game.
Is there
but you
something
can make
about
it as
sheep that
R
make
as
get
you want.
wood? Is that where you're going with this? Like you see
getting-
sheep and you get wood? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have wood for my sheep?
yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
wood for my sheep? Are you
Yeah.
looking at my sheep?
I played many games of Catan, and it's never gotten down to that point. It's never.
Okay.
That's weird, right? It's just it's a Richard thing. Okay.
It's a Richard
Yeah.
thing.
I,
What a dick.
I'm fairly certain I saw lots of T-shirts that say that. So
I play Star Trek Catan, not the regular one. I have to be like all fancy.
That one makes me sad though
Yeah.
because they made them all
do you
the
have
U.S.
dilithium
Enterprise
for my
instead of
tribbles?
doing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, I'm so mad about that one because they could have since you got the different colors instead of having 6 different colored
It's just
Star
prettier.
Trek Enterprises, they should have had the
Like,
Romulans,
yeah,
the
have-
Ferengi.
yeah, they
I would have been
should've.
yeah, I want to play the Ferengi this time. Even if it had just aesthetically, it would have just been cool to have a different ship.
You need to
color.
write an angry letter.
I have
Yeah,
3.
you do. Yeah.
I've been blocked by them on Twitter.
He just hasn't sent them yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
We're adding late night gaming.
Yes.
We
That's
have
fantastic.
worked out there's a restaurant right behind the convention center called the Oak Room.
Okay.
They have a little banquet hall, and Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m., they're going to open the banquet hall for late night gaming. They have the kitchen's going to be open until midnight.
Oh, that's really nice.
And
Yeah.
so you can come in and they have good beer and good food.
So it's going to be an excuse to drink beer and have a second dinner because once it gets
Second
past
dinner,
10
you become a
o'clock,
hobbit
doesn't
all of a
count.
sudden.
Well, some
If I
some
stay
gamers
past
Yeah,
10,
11
I have a
11
second
Z's.
dinner.
some gamers forget to eat. I don't suspect you're one
Well,
of
I was
them.
gonna
No,
say
I am not. I don't get a name
So
like
much
GloryHoundd
bird
by skipping a dinner.
No.
Yeah.
But yes, there are gamers who
I have a little excess food around my person, if you will.
they skip the food, and sometimes they skip the showers.
Okay.
They skip
well,
the sleep.
he doesn't skip the showers.
I will
for
skip
sure.
the sleep.
Yeah.
I will not skip the food, though, or showers. I like to be clean. Because
Yeah.
you never know when you're going to get struck down by lightning. I say a lot of blasphemous things, so I'm always like, is this where I want to be when Jesus comes?
wow.
I'm just saying. Because when you die, your ghost is going to be wearing whatever you were wearing when you died.
Absolutely.
I don't
So
wanna
you
be
have to
like-
make sure you look fancy.
Yeah, I don't want to be
somewhat.
wearing a purple
that
dragon footy
Yeah.
hoodie,
So
type
that hat's
of
never
thing.
going
And
away then, huh?
No, never. The hat's there forever.
yeah,
For
that's-
life.
I want to have a hatted ghost. A ghost just going around with a hat. That ghost is wearing a hat. That's weird.
Well, and you guys also do a get together before the convention starts,
Yeah,
right?
Thursday we're having a happy hour and pick up your badge thing. We'll do that
Okay.
again. We did that last year.
I liked that last time.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So that'll be at the Oak Room, and you can basically come in and hang out, play games, and pick up your. It won't last as late. I would imagine
Right.
until they open, or until they close. But yeah, and you can if you come by, we'll have badges.
Right.
For you to
And it
pick
was fun coming to that last year because you kind of got to meet people here and there before you actually go and game with everybody
Plus, you
the
actually
other
did
day.
have your special guests were there last year, too.
yeah,
which is kinda nice.
absolutely.
I don't know who's going to be there this year because we
Right.
haven't really set it up.
Right.
Paul's not coming in until Friday, so it's one of those deals where
Yeah.
I don't know which.
As
I'm
far
going to
as-
invite them all, but I
Right.
see who and some like I said, some of them are in town, so
Right.
So we'll see. But the Friday we've opened that up to where like Paul. We're going to do a presentation, and then we're going to have a meet and greet afterwards, so he'll be available Friday at the convention.
Oh, that's really cool.
I could really use some help around the house, so that's good. I'm glad he'll be there early.
I don't think that's what he's coming down here for.
Just like light laundry, dishes,
No.
weeds.
He'll make you a
Lots
cup of tea.
weeds.
And then, like I said, the scheduled gaming is just on steroids this year.
Is it? Yeah.
We added quite a bit more.
Yeah, we're more tournaments like L5R. We're
awesome.
doing one called the Saguaro Court.
Right.
So it's got a name, so it's more important than a regular tournament. And that's gonna be hopefully a big thing. We're getting a lot of reaction about that one, so I hope
Yeah, that's a
Well,
really
yeah,
hot
absolutely.
game right now. So that was I saw that
Absolutely.
you guys put that up on Facebook, and I was impressed.
Yeah, sponsored by GamesU and the Broken Egg Games, which
Yeah.
is providing
Nice.
Pride support.
and they're making the trophies. So
trophies
Oh,
and
very
stuff, so-
nice.
Yeah, it's
You should like learn how to
This
play
is
that
super
game. I guess.
fancy. This is awesome.
Learn how to play it, then go win the tournament.
That's how you do it.
Sometimes.
You get beginner's luck. You make sure you
Sometimes.
have beginner's luck as you roll.
I've done it once or twice.
Why aren't my strategies working against you? Because I don't know what I'm doing.
because you don't know about the meta,
Right.
Oh, no.
And then the RPG room is in the same place.
Okay.
And that's full up, so we'll have all
Very
kinds of
cool.
our-
Because you guys had the RPG room separate from the board game room, which
Yeah.
is nice because the RPG people need a little bit more quiet, and I think that the main hall can get a little, it can get a little loud.
Yeah, you don't
because
want
we
someone trying
went
to
in
do
both
RPG
rooms.
while like someone's doing like Fireball Island right next to them. It gets a little weird.
It always gets weird on Fireball Island.
Yeah.
Flick them up, gets a little loud.
Ice Cool. I was playing
Yeah.
Ice Cool with the kid and two other random people, and like there's like a crowd around that
Yeah,
game.
that's a
it's
good one.
kind of fun to watch.
There
And
are
the
those games
dexterity
that
games
just-
get that, though.
They just
that happens with the dexterity
bring
games
a
a lot.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're flicking penguins. I mean who doesn't want to watch that?
Well,
And then we have a theater.
okay, I was just going to ask you about panels and stuff.
Yeah, so we have a theater, which when I first was talking to him about, because we expanded space. So
Yes.
last year we were in the A building of the convention center, and this year we're in the A and B building.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was asking about the space, they said, well, we have this theater thing, and the first thing I asked them was, can we remove the seats and put games in there? And they were like,
They're like, no.
So it's a 100-seat theater. So we are going to have panels.
Yes.
We're going to have, like I said, Paul Dean and some of our special guests are doing stuff in the theater. So we're going to have that all scheduled and ready to go.
Happy Time Dungeon Hour.
We have a live RPG called Happy Time Dungeon Hour.
That's awesome.
So Adam Sink from Full Metal RPG is
Yes.
going to GM Dungeon World live on stage.
Okay.
Somebody can be picked from the audience as one of the members of the game.
Oh, that's
but we're gonna have
fantastic.
Brendan also from Full Metal.
Right.
Jim's going to be on there.
Jim
and then,
Miller.
Jim Miller. I just say Jim because I assume
You
everyone
assume
knows.
everybody
who,
knows.
Everyone knows.
Everyone
who-
knows who
There's
Jim
only two
Miller
gyms in
is.
Arizona.
But we're going to call him Critical Jim.
Critical Jim. I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
Critical Jim.
It's going to be Critical Jim,
Full Metal Brendan.
Full Metal Brendan.
And then my friend.
I really like that.
My
Can I
friend
do, like,
Holly
no
is
pants
going
glory
to
hog?
play.
Is that
What's that?
Yo.
Is no pants glory hog taken? Because I would.
Well, you're
No,
going to be our backup. So
Okay.
Do we didn't
Backup?
talk about this?
Yeah, so if they don't show up, no pants glory hog will be there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If somebody doesn't show up, you're in.
I'll
But
be
Mace's
there.
laws say you have to have like a pasty on it or
Yeah.
something. Or maybe a sock. Could you put a sock?
You can
Pasty.
paint. You can paint.
Yeah, body
Do the
as long
paint,
as,
body
as long
paint.
as it's covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got color. I got crayons.
Okay.
Washable crayons. Fine.
It's Mesa. We just
It
gotta
doesn't
watch out
rain,
for
so you're fine.
Yeah.
God.
It'll be dry.
Yeah.
it. So yeah, basically they're going to do a live, a live RPG,
yeah.
Saturday night. So that'll be really fun. All kinds of other things. What am I missing?
So you want to be a game designer?
Yeah, like panels,
yeah.
reviewers, game designers.
We're probably going to do it there live, supposedly. Our show.
Our show, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
We did it there live last year, but this year will be awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I
I'll
said,
be
the
there,
theater.
so it'll be good this time.
It'll be good this time.
So yeah, the theater will be open for people, podcasts to go in and
Right.
that kind of stuff. We're doing. So you want to get into 18xx games for those people who are, and we're doing a Ask Arizona Game Fair. So Sunday, after we're done, all of us, well, not all of us, some of us will get out on the stage, and then people can ask us questions about what.
Should we bring singles
that's really
with us,
cool.
or like just beads? Do
No,
you guys, is it like Mardi
throw
Gras
beads
rules? If I
at
just
'em?
throw beads at you?
20s, man, come on.
20s,
bills?
wow. Woo!
Look at me.
Expensive. Expensive.
You're definitely worth a 20. Yeah, I wouldn't throw a 5 at you. I wouldn't expect you to bend over and pick it up. I wouldn't pick up 5.
Yeah. It's hard for me to bend over, so
Like,
I
So you
I'm
need to
gonna
make
be
sure
sure,
it's-
so I'll do 10.
It's worth it.
But even then, if it's anything less, I'm
It's
not
totally
going to
worth
bend over.
yeah.
The escape room.
Yes, we have a Dare to Escape is coming in and doing an escape room. They're going to be
No way. Really?
half hour escape rooms right there on site.
They just
Oh
like
my
lock you up in a panel
gosh.
van. Try to get out.
Have fun. We're definitely
drive
not
off.
driving off. Yeah.
So that actually sounds awesome. Now, do you have to like reserve a spot there? I would assume, like show up early and try to.
Yeah,
get into that?
they're doing all the registration and all that kind of stuff.
Is
so-
there
Okay.
an additional charge for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that makes
it's
sense.
through
I'm just-
them, yeah.
Yeah, but that's awesome, though.
The fact that you got that coordinated is really cool because it's just another cool thing to do there.
Well,
that
absolutely,
you can't do
because
at other
like
cons.
if you're hanging out at AZ Game Fair and then you got all your friends together and everything, that'd be an awesome thing to do because you
Yeah.
can't always schedule everybody together to go
it's
do
hard
those
to trap
escape
all my
rooms.
friends.
Sometimes
Most
it
of
is
them
really
are-
hard to trap
are
all your
pretty
friends.
Slippery. They get out.
Right?
You
Yeah.
sure they want to be there in the first place?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this is.
Well, that's
gonna
why
be great
you
'cause
trap them there.
You tell them like, "Hey
God.
guys, I got you tickets to the
Like,
game
really?
fair," and then when they show up, you shove them in the van. And
Yeah,
you
and then
say,
you're
"Hey,
like,
it's a locked room. Try to get out before I drive you to the river." This is fun. We're bonding.
We're bonding.
I hope you wore something nice because we're all gonna be ghosts together. Normal stuff.
Yeah. Wear your hats.
Yeah, everyone, quick, put on hats.
Wear your hats.
Hatted ghosts. All right.
Flea market. We're having a
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
flea market is
on
fantastic, right?
Saturday. Tables are $10, but people can shop for free. So you basically get a table. You can bring your used games and sell them. And then right after that, we have what's called a math trade.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
it's
pumped about that.
It's a
The math trade.
no ship math trade. You go on Board Game Geek, and there's instructions on how. It's
Right.
a little complicated.
If
have
it's
to,
your
like-
first time doing it, it is complicated. But once you get it done like the first time, it's super easy
Yeah.
after that.
And there's a guy, Paul, the guy on there. You can reach out to him, and he'll help. And
Absolutely,
it's,
absolutely. Yeah, you go on there, and it's a separate site that leads you from Board Game Geek to that. And the good thing about the math trade is, if you have games sitting in your closet that you haven't played that you'd rather trade for somebody else,
Yep. Yeah.
like that's the perfect thing
Yeah,
to put on
'cause-
there.
so it's really
yeah.
cool.
Right, because you don't have to
It's the-
find somebody else that's like, "Hey, I've got this copy of Pandemic Legacy, and like I want your copy of this." And
Yep,
like
the
you get to say,
computer-
"I've got this,"
the
and then they
computer
can go to
figures
that
it all
person, and
out.
that
They do it
person
all.
trades to that person.
Yeah.
They make 4 or
and
5
it's-
people down.
She puts
someone
it in
trades to
there
you.
that you don't get any more King of Tokyo, and so it all
That's
works
right,
out.
exactly. Hell no,
I only
King
have
of
2
Tokyo.
versions of the King of Tokyo.
Just
She's
two?
freaking
Next
out.
year, King of
And
New
King
York.
New York. I don't know why she's freaking out about it. It's 3 King of Tokyo / New York
Esque
games. That's it.
slash.
You haven't like made up your own like King of.
No, I've tried to
King of
make my own
Tempe,
pieces and stuff,
King
but
of-
I usually get kicked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a small restraining order, a light.
Just-
I call it restraining order light. Like I'm not allowed in the state, but it's fine.
Well, that's awesome. It sounds like you guys have made a fantastic board game convention. Like it's so much bigger than last year. So much
Right.
bigger.
Well,
Yeah.
twice as big.
Yeah.
the people want it, though. I mean,
Absolutely.
We think so. Yeah, I mean the sales are double what they were last year, so we
Yeah.
anticipate it being twice the size. It's been it's not been easy.
Right.
No.
Well,
last-
starting
last
things
year-
it usually isn't. You
yeah,
know.
last year we we kept things simple so we could make it good.
Right.
And so adding a bunch of stuff has made it a little bit more complicated, but
Right.
it seems to be going well.
I feel like there's enough stuff that I'm going to be like, oh man, I wish this was like on a 5-day weekend or something.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely enough stuff going on there that, I mean, I demoed games there last year, and this year I specifically did not want to demo games because
you
I
could
knew
do all
how
the-
much, I
do
knew
all
how
the
much was
stuff.
going to be here. So I was like, no. I want to enjoy myself at the AZ Game Fair this year. So,
Yeah, and you
yeah.
could sit down and paint with Tim finally
Yay!
because Tim Klinsky, Sora Paint,
Yes,
is going to
he's
do
gonna
a
be
paint,
there?
Going to do a paint and take with Cav
Fantastic.
miniatures from Cav. They donated Talon Games donated Cav miniatures.
That's lovely.
So mechs. Right, and he's going to also demo Cav, so you can play Cav.
I feel like
my
I want to try to
goodness.
sneak like my miniatures into the lineup and be like, all right, everyone paint these, and now I take them home.
I don't know if you want some of those. Actually, some of them will not look that great.
He's kind
but-
of a paint snob.
A paint
ju-
snob.
I mean, one of them, I saw one of them that was really cool because it was an archer, but the arm had fallen off, and just like globs of red paint had pasted the arm so it looked like the
her arm had
injured.
been severed
Yeah.
and fallen off. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That
That's
sounds
good. That's
That's
inventive.
the way to do it.
We should have an ugly miniatures contest.
Yeah.
So you can
Oh,
make the
I would
uglies.
love to do
I would do that with like Blood Bowl. Like
Oh
I'd
my
have like an orc
God.
just holding his other arm,
An
like running down the field.
Ugly miniatures
You know?
contest.
Like I think that'd be worth it.
Bring in my child. Paint this child. You will win me the prizes.
Like, how bad can you go?
Right.
Pretty
Exactly.
bad. I could show you some stuff. It's not my finest.
Oh, Dr. GloryHoundd's like, I have some of those in the back. Hold on.
Yeah, I could show you some things. You'd be like, oh, your kid painted that? I'd be like, yeah, my kid did. Definitely.
Well, awesome. It sounds like things are going really great for you guys then. Yeah. And so where do we find you if somebody hasn't gotten their tickets?
ArizonaGameFair.com
Okay.
is our website. Registration's on there, lots of all the other information. We are uploading the schedule soon as we speak, so people can see all the games. Then what we'll do is we'll release sign-ups.
Okay.
So when if you have a badge through Eventbrite, you'll receive an email saying that you can go on and do the sign-ups for all the games.
Right.
And that's basically it.
That's awesome. So I know because I registered through Eventbrite. And make sure you have, like, your card ready for that. Because they give you, like, the countdown, and I started getting all panicky. I was like, oh, my God, where's my wallet?
Well,
she's not used to paying for things. She gets really flustered. You just see her at Chipotle. She's like, do you have your wallet? I'm like, yeah, I do. Because I didn't drive out here with no wallet, no ID. She's like, I do.
You might know some
Story
people
of
that
my
might be
life.
able to help you if that didn't really work out for you.
But I don't think we were at the point where we were like, you're not going to get a ticket.
It was just really panicky for me, though. So go on there, azgamefair.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Arizona Game Fair.
ArizonaGameFair.com.
Did I say AZ?
I don't know. You got to spell it out, though. Like,
Arizona.
It's the full.
We want
the full one. ArizonaGameFair.com.
You got to be able to spell the state name.
Yeah.
Super easy to sign up.
Or search for us on Facebook. And
Absolutely.
there's links there.
Yeah, follow you guys on Facebook. Is it same on Facebook? What's your AZ Arizona
It's
Game Fair?
Arizona Game Fair, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'll have the stuff on my site.
There you go.
We'll have links for you guys and stuff. But yeah, it's worth following you guys on Facebook because of the January giveaway ticket stuff. And plus, I love watching what you guys add and stuff.
Yeah, like I
everything.
totally knew about the escape room. I just thought you knew.
You thought
That's
I knew?
awkward.
That's a lie.
No,
She was
I
also
knew.
hyping it up a little bit, like acting a little surprised.
No, she is surprised.
Wow.
That was her surprise face.
Trust
me, I saw it on our wedding night. That's her surprise face.
I'm so surprised.
Really?
It's a King
Surprise!
of Tokyo themed escape room, actually.
Yeah, I was actually
Now that
curious.
King of
so,
the-
if you've got the right amount of money, can you turn
How
it
many
into
claws
a
do
you
you have to put
escape
into
room?
You
this
can't escape
lock?
room.
Where like
I'm
I just
just
put
about
people in there and I
done.
like lock the door and I leave.
She's like,
Not that I would throw Richard in there or anything, but there's no sum of money I would not produce for that. That's where you make the real money. So like I give $50 for you guys to lock him up for an hour, and then he's like, I'll give you
He's
like
gotta get out?
$75 to let me out, and then it's like a bidding war of like
A bidding war of
Yeah.
letting Richard out of the box.
Nice.
Like Schrodinger's
You know,
Richard.
it'll be,
we'll lose because I have a kid, but still,
Right.
it'll be worth it.
That'd be a nice break because I'm going to be real busy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
weekend,
You guys are going to
so
be so busy that weekend. Yeah.
I'll just sit in here. It's fine. You can pay.
Well, and what are ticket prices?
Ticket prices are $45 for a full badge, $25 for a day badge. Sidekicks are still $5.
Fantastic.
We have a library patron badge, which is $75, but the entire amount goes to buy games for the library.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some library patrons that have helped us out getting new games. Badge prices will go up day of.
Right.
So
So if you come
$50.
last minute, it's worth it to get your
Yeah.
tickets right now.
If you buy
Yeah.
on the online sign up will stay up Thursday pretty late, but then it'll shut down, and then day of prices will go up probably about $5. So
Okay.
I'll be scalping them for like
Yeah, there you
$75
go.
at the door. So
I love that you guys do day of prices, though, because sometimes, when I'm talking to friends and stuff, I tell them about it, and then, like, the day comes, they're like, oh, yeah, well, we want to come, and then,
Yeah, when's it start?
on a lot of the other conventions in the area, you can't do that, and I love that you are able to have people come in still. Like,
yeah, well, the
I love
Kickstarter
that.
ones are hard because a lot of people don't hear about them until late, or
Right,
they sell
exactly.
Or you kickstart something like 5 or 6 months before it actually goes off. So like sometimes
Right.
I'm like, do I even want to do this now? Like I don't know. Am
yeah.
I even going to
Right,
be
you
Am I
get
even
those
gonna
last
June?
minute people that are like, oh, our plans for the weekend
that
are
even
gone.
mine?
Well, I'm always like, because of how I eat, I'm like, am I going to even be alive that long? I don't know
Oh,
if I
right,
can
right.
commit.
And my
Yeah.
view of it was last
Can't
year was
commit.
nobody's going to buy badges day of.
Yeah.
Because they're like me. They're like, I'm going to try to get the cheapest. Because we start
Right.
off, if you get on our mailing list, like just go now, get on our mailing list. When we do next year, you will get the cheapest price.
That's pretty cocky of you. You
It
think
is.
there's going to be a next year?
There's going to be a next
already
year.
signed
I've already signed the contract, so we're.
There's going to be
There's
something.
going to be a next
There's gonna be
year.
Even if it's just you and like your personal board game.
It's going to be one hell of a party, one way or the other. Let me just say that it's going to be one hell of a party.
We're already working on next year.
Fantastic.
But what happens is if you go on the mailing list, you'll get an email when we announce that badges
we're opening badges,
registrations
yeah.
are open, and we throw a coupon in there, and so that's the cheapest price you will get. And so we get a bunch of people who have bought early,
Right.
but then the prices go for a while, and then they go up, and then they. keep
Well, of
going
course,
up,
yeah. The closer you get,
and
the
then we
prices
get
end up
closer
going
to
up.
But like I said last year, I didn't think anybody would buy day of because I'm
Right.
like, why would they spend that much? Because we raised it pretty
Right.
significantly, but
Yeah.
a lot of people came day of. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
That's
happens.
awesome.
I have friends
But I
that I'm
think
pretty
it's-
sure will show up day of because
Yeah,
they'll usually be like,
it's-
"Okay, we're done, and it's Saturday. Like, what time
What-
is
what
it
are we
open?
gonna-
It's open now. We're already there. Oh, so we should just come over." I'm like, "Yeah, just come over."
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and there's this. I was talking to somebody about it, and it feels like a convenience fee. Like
Yeah.
if I buy early, I'm saving money, but then I feel locked in.
Yes.
But if I wait, I might not go that weekend, or I might be doing something else. But
Right.
if
Or I
I'm
might go
not,
Sunday
then it's
or
fine.
Saturday.
I'm gonna pay
And there's
the.
always the people that have work schedules. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll either
They
be
change.
working Saturday or Sunday, but I
Right.
won't know until the week of. It's
Yeah.
not worth
Right.
it for them to buy ahead of time. They'd rather just buy
Right.
day of.
Right. Or somebody's already purchased their tickets, and then all of a sudden their friends are like, "Oh, well, I want to go."
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
usually happens to us.
Yeah. That's what happens to us. Is
So, yeah.
I want to
People
go.
are like, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" We're going to go to Arizona Game Fair. They're like, "Oh, can we
yeah.
get tickets to that?" "Oh, no, sorry, it's Kickstarter only."
It's a Kickstarter.
Just kidding. You do.
cannot
You
come.
can. You can come down here.
You
Cash.
get a
Play
ticket,
game.
you get a ticket.
Cash or card. We will take. We are set up to take you.
What
So-
about
Come play
Bitcoin?
games with
Bitcoin?
us.
Not this year. Maybe next year. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
One
Gold
millionth of
doubloons?
a Bitcoin.
I'm still waiting for it to crash.
I feel like it's got to,
It's
right?
got to sometime soon,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
You can't just keep going
No,
up
you would
exponentially.
take a full Bitcoin right at the moment.
At a full Bitcoin? Fuck yeah.
Even
Fire
if
that
it
up.
crashed in half, I'd still take one.
Yeah, because what are they at now? Like 15?
It was like, yeah. So,
15
like, yeah,
grand?
even if it crashed, like, I'll still take $7,000-ish.
That'd be fine. That'd be
Yeah.
fine. I can live off some of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah,
talking
thanks
to
for
us
having
about Easy Game Fair. And, get out there. Get your tickets. Come down. There's so much stuff happening. Like, you have to come down. This is gearing up to be, honestly, like the biggest convention in Arizona, I think.
We hope.
As far
Yeah.
as board games go and stuff. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we love all of them. It's not.
Well,
it's not
absolutely.
a competition.
I love all of them,
Size
too.
doesn't matter, but
Size
it does
doesn't-
a
but it
little.
does.
But I'm excited about it because you have a lot of things that others might not offer.
Sure.
Yeah.
She likes
That's
big
fantastic.
cons.
I do
She
like
likes
big
big
cons.
and she cannot lie.
That's very true. Very true. All right, we're going to go on intermission now.
Intermission. Do you have music?
Intermission.
She
that was
has
it.
the music.
On,
Okay.
on the
She's the
intermission.
music.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
It's lost in something deceitful. I've been left astray by the moonlight sweeping. Another mistake from within your home. You better hold me down. You better hold me down. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you.
Save it for the show.
No, I can't.
Why do you hate Kickstarter?
I just hate Kickstarter.
Why?
I just hate it.
Can you say it really loud? Say, I hate Kickstarter. That's going to be like the opener to our Kickstarter thing from now on. Go ahead.
I do not hate Kickstarter.
You do not.
I just don't shop on Kickstarter.
I
Okay.
can see that. Like, a lot of times I want to actually see it be made first.
But you might
before-
dislike Kickstarter.
No,
No.
it's not. It's not a dislike. It's not where I go and shop.
Okay.
So
So you just don't like
You
shopping
have
on
to, like,
Kickstarter.
really be okay with just putting money on something and just hoping. Like, because you're really buying a dream. Like, I'm dreaming this game will be as cool as they say it is.
well, I think that's.
Isn't that what people do for strippers? No.
That's a different type
Oh,
of
sorry,
thing, I think.
sorry.
I mean, that's just the
That
low
was a
light.
previous conversation.
Glad you tried to,
The low-
tried to rope that back in there.
I'm
always-
sorry, God.
I've always seen what I was getting with.
Oh, okay.
the low lights kind of smooth over everything, so it's good.
Nothing ever looks the same when the lights come on.
You know, the premise behind Kickstarter was to fund the dream, but I think
To fund the dream.
To fund the dream. What's happened though is it's become a professional. It's a professional thing.
It is.
There are people doing professional stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, but I realize and I understand why people do it. It's just for whatever reason
Becomes pre-orders.
I don't go on Kickstarter. I see Kickstarter stuff. There are some Kickstarter stuff that I'm like, ooh, that looks kind of cool. But most of the time, I'm going to just wait till it comes. Because a lot of those are going to hit retail, and I'm just going to buy it when it...
Right. Which is smart. It's smart to do that, but Kickstarter does offer you, like, the extra cool little things for some games.
But on that fact, sometimes it does. Sometimes it basically offers you nothing.
That's true.
Sometimes it, like, literally is, like, nothing.
Right.
It's a different back to the cards. You're like, I don't care. I'll just wait. It's not worth it for me. It's got to be decent.
The price isn't even any different.
Yeah. Or, like, the price is the same, or it's, like, $5 difference. I'm like, I'll just wait and get it same day. So,
Kickstarter can be
excited about it and just
extremely hard to navigate, but that's why people need to listen to our show. So then we can tell them. Then we can tell them.
Why is it hard to navigate? What about Kickstarter?
Because, you know, if you go onto Kickstarter and you just have, like, a shit ton of games on there, just... like anything you could ever want looking down through there, okay? And if you go with a game manufacturer that might not have a lot of experience in the field, you might not get your game, or you might get it delivered super late and not be expecting that. It's a lot riskier than
just going to Target and picking something off the shelf.
You could get components that aren't quality, so you have to be careful about going on Kickstarter and finding a game not only that you think that you're going to like, but also that is going to be worth your money as well.
I feel like Kickstarter is dangerous when you're drunk.
Kickstarter is dangerous when you're drunk, yeah.
You're like, this is fine. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh my God. It's all right, we don't need a house.
10 projects have funded. You're like, oh my God, what happened?
I didn't think all these would go. At least one of them would bottom out. Son of a... Yeah, so it can be dangerous. I'm not going to say somebody has an addiction, but she does, and
whatever.
It's been a little bit rough.
I've calmed down with my Kickstarter addiction, okay? I've calmed down.
It was a little ridiculous.
Is it games or is it like accessories? Is it?
It's games.
It's games.
It's games. Well,
she likes games, and she likes.
I'll get a couple accessories, but games. I love games.
And how's the quality of the gameplay been?
As far as like what games I've gotten and if I like them,
she's never played any of them.
That's not true.
There are some that we have not played.
They go on the Kickstarter shelf.
No, she'll be like getting new Kickstarter games that but we haven't played like the last ones that were actually delivered.
Well, and that kind of goes back to the experience part. Is like I've gotten enough that like I can look at a Kickstarter now and go, this probably isn't worth my money, or I need to actually try this game before I purchase it. As opposed to, wow, these guys have a lot of really cool stuff on here. The game looks really solid. Like, this is a good deal for this. We should get it now. So.
And they have a lack of soulless euros, so maybe that's why I don't shop as much there.
Cubes are very inexpensive, as you know.
Yeah.
So they don't really need to kickstart those games.
No,
that's true.
No miniatures for your solitaire, your multiplayer
that's
solitaire.
True.
Yeah.
Could be.
Gloomhaven, though, was a Kickstarter, and that's number one on BGG.
But he was an established... It's an established designer, too.
Well, exactly, and that's the sort of thing. If you get new players that are coming in, they don't know. I mean... You got to give them that information.
I'm not dissing you. You think because of my not using Kickstarter?
No. I'm just promoting that people need to listen to us for Kickstarter.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
so you need to do that like not on the actual show though, because like they've already listened to it.
Wow, God,
it's like too late. It's like after you're already married, you're like, hey, it'd be a good idea to hang out with me. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, like I already married you, but still, you should really hang out with me. It's like it's kind of already late at that point. If someone's listened this far into our show, they're either my mom or they already like us.
Well,
because I cut off most podcasts at like first 5-10 minutes.
Most people just like me, though, not you.
That might be true.
Yeah.
But it's like a package deal. So
well,
if they want my package, they got to deal with you. That's why it's a package deal.
So Kickstarters.
Speaking of packages.
Yeah. Was it Masque of Death? Masque of Death.
Wasc.
Let me pull up my handy-dandy sheet here.
MAUQUSECPU.
That I conveniently lost.
It's like Masquerade.
Yeah.
Mosque.
Right.
MASQUE of the Red Death. It's based off of an Edgar Allan Poe story.
It's a card game, right?
Isn't it? It has a bunch of different stuff, and it has.
How dare you
Ostensibly,
define a game by calling it a simple card game, sir?
Well,
It has a board and stuff like that, and it's social deduction / take that / worker placement.
I just haven't seen the Kickstarter, so I'm just going to try to
Okay.
guess what it is, and then you guys are going to correct me.
Oh, that works.
It's a card
That's
game,
the best
right?
way to do it, though, because
It's
then
a
you have
miniatures
somebody
game,
going,
right?
"What is
No.
this?
this is IDW.
What is
right?
this?" Yes, and this is by IDW Games.
The art looks pretty sweet on
The
it.
art is probably my favorite part of this game.
I think it pretty much is the best part of this. The miniatures, the sculpting
little,
of the art, the Gothic art is really cool looking.
Yeah, it is. It's very Gothic art looking, and I mean, it's what you would expect from like an Edgar Allan Poe themed game, you know, where it's
Not
kind of
enough
dark.
ravens.
It's kind of dark
That's, you
looking.
know, I went right to Ravens too. I was like, yeah, you got to have some like bird feathers in there or something, or like one live one. Just one. I'm not greedy,
But
just
ID
like one sedated raven in the box.
Right. IDW though is
You
a
open
comic
it
book.
up, and then the raven comes out. Caw!
Yeah.
Well, ostensibly, IDW is a licensing company. Like they buy licenses and make things. From
Well, they'd
us.
started out as a comic
They
book
were a comic book,
imprint,
yeah.
but that's why their art. They
Yeah.
they are a sponsor of the Game Fair, and they've sent us some games. Their art for their games is great production,
Great production
great
quality.
art, great. So I would imagine this is a slam dunk for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you already? Not yet.
This is high on my list.
But this is going to start a fight. Is this
No,
a-
it won't start a fight. She just hasn't said anything to me about it yet. But
well,
I'm sure.
I wait until the show, so then I can kind of gauge where I'm at.
Backdoor like deals where she'll be like, I'll be like, oh, you know, I don't really like it. And then she's like, I already backed it.
It's not really it's more of a it's a programming game. So what you do is you're looking the.
Are you trying to sell the game or trying to get people to?
I'm trying to talk
like,
about the
commit
game.
suicide?
He's trying to tell us
I'm
what the
actually,
game is
like-
actually about. Yeah.
Yeah, like because I
Say-
Because he actually looked at the
Programming
Kickstarter thing.
slash-
It's a
social
programming game.
deduction.
You need a lot of
All right.
math.
Slash-
It's a what?
You have
It's a
calculators.
programming game. So the bad guy in the game will move through different rooms at every tick of the clock after midnight.
And you have the Red Death.
It's already programmed out. Like you shuffle out these random cards, and you're programming your character to move so that they're never in the same room as the bad guy.
Well, yes
As
and
well
But then you have to socially deduce where he's going.
yes
based
and
on-
no. So you could. From what it sounds like is that there are several ways to get through this
Have you
game
even
because
played
you
this
have
game yet? 'Cause
the
you don't
social
sound very
deduction
knowledgeable.
portion of it, which the track around the edge is going to track like how you're doing socially within the game. And then you have like the Red Death portion where you don't want to be trapped within the right room with the bad guy in order to get murdered. You know, you don't want to be murdered and then you ruin everything.
So is
yeah.
it like Kill Dr. Lucky then, or?
No, not like Kill Dr. Lucky. No, not the same. The board is circular.
Oh, well, that's totally different.
But you do have lots of different things that are happening in the game, so you kind of have to make a choice of, okay, well, do I want to check and see where the Red Death
But
is
it's not
now?
Lazy Susan circular. Does it have like
like
moving
this.
circular?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's-
it's a okay. The board is
Like
you know
shoots
in a
ladder,
square,
Click the little arrow.
Well, no, it's.
but it looks like a
squares.
Trivial Pursuit
Zolkin.
pie is what it looks like. It looks like the Trivial Pursuit pie in the middle because like it's circular with all the colored little triangle looking things.
It's actually a fair question because we play a lot of Zolkin, which is the moving gear game.
Why have
Yeah.
more people not use the gears in other games?
I want so many
That's
more
such
of
a
those.
beautiful game. I don't know why people don't do more of it.
It's expensive.
I
to
like
make those
gimmicks,
gears.
period.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of gimmicks, I'm not going to lie.
Your wife apparently is too.
We should do more gimmicks.
Yeah. So, and then you have a portion of it which is where you're trying to hide your identity because if players like reveal things about you and stuff, that's bad. And so there are lots of different aspects of this game, but I'm not going to lie, the art's really cool and I dig that. So, I mean,
Yeah, they're
it's a freaking beautiful looking game right
and
now.
their production value is really good. I mean,
Yeah. No, it looks-
they sent us 4 or 5 games, and all of the games that they sent are really well done. So.
Right now you have like standees with it and stuff, but they also have actual miniatures.
Yeah, the deluxe version, which is it's $60 for the deluxe version.
Yeah.
And then there's like a $180 version. I don't even know. I didn't even read what was on that. That
The
was
freaking
kinda crazy.
miniatures
It's all
on this
gold.
game are like
dip all the
fantastic
figures
looking.
in
Oh
gold.
my goodness!
Oh well,
diamond
I
eyes.
mean, yeah, I just
Like-
melt the miniatures.
all the characters are shaped very like Tim Burton-ish, where
that's a
the
good
women have like
explanation of it.
longer necks and stuff, and like if
Very
it's a rounder
stylized.
character, yeah, exactly. It's like very very intricate looking with all the
Like
characters.
Corpse Bride style. kinda?
Exactly, like Corpse Bride style and stuff. It's very
I
cool
can get down
looking.
with that. I've always liked the long neck.
I think that
Giraffes have always done it for me.
overall,
That and the long tongue.
having the different moving aspects of the game, though, will make unique gameplay. I'm down with it. Anybody else? No?
Oh, it looked good.
I don't shop on Kickstarter.
We should just poop on whatever she says.
Well, Richard,
I don't even
what
like
do you think?
Kickstarter.
Why am I even here? I don't even like
Well, okay,
Kickstarter.
we'll go around and do yes or no. Richard, would you get this game?
I would have to play it. The miniatures might tip it over the edge because they're so stylized. I think it'd be really interesting to paint.
Okay.
But other than that, I would have to play it. I can't.
You're not sure about gameplay?
Not sure about
Because
gameplay.
too many moving parts?
Yeah, kind of crazy systems that are going together that might not work together well.
Okay. Andrew,
I would play it.
you would play it?
You'd
I
want to
would
play
wait.
it before buying it? Yeah, but you have
Play
the
before
luxury
buying?
of, like... I feel like you could pretty much play almost any game you want without having to buy it necessarily.
If you
Am
know
I
enough
reading this
people, if you
situation
know
wrong?
enough people, you
No,
can
not
play
really.
all the
It doesn't work
games.
that way.
No?
No.
People just send you stuff?
No.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff that we buy we actually buy for the library. So
Well, no. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I just assume
Oh.
that based off your good looks, people just send you stuff
Oh,
randomly in the mail, like fan mail.
Right.
No.
Oh, the 180 is the retail level, so there's really only one level, and there's no stretch goals in this, so
And the
it's actually
60?
kind of great.
This
For
is one of those
$60.
games, though, where this is where I somewhat disagree with some of the Kickstarter stuff. This is IDW. It should just wait till it gets into retail. And
Right,
Wait
like,
until it gets in the
yeah,
retail
you
stores?
don't really need to Kickstarter. Like you guys.
But
should
are
have
they
the money
going to do?
fund the
I don't
game.
know if they're going to do this stylized standees or the stylized
Well, no,
figures.
his point is that if you're
going
a
into
company like
retail.
IDW, that you should be able to just put it on the shelf without having to
That
Kickstarter.
is a very good point.
But I know this allows. Now, I'm going to counter my own argument. Is I know this allows
You're good at
them
this.
to do more risky things.
Yes.
But
Because
from
they can
looking
Like
at
the
people are going to
figures,
buy
like
in.
the
this seem-
figures.
This seemed like one of those. Yeah, who's gonna? You're not gonna make this game and throw it into retail for $180.
Well, it's $60, but it's going to be more than that for retail because there's no way they could produce with
Everything that they're producing with like
now
that.
without the miniatures.
I
it's
do
probably
agree, though.
60.
Yeah, I was going
Gets
to say,
you-
without the miniatures, 60 would probably be it. So, like, on the Kickstarter... Let me see here.
But I don't think IDW puts all of their games on Kickstarter.
No.
No,
No,
They
but it
put-
does give you the way of doing that. So, like, Steve
So, like,
Jackson.
maybe that's how they're- yeah.
Steve Jackson's big, right? And so some people were upset about Shakespeare Munchkin being on there. But I was totally fine with it because they were using it as a, like, hey, give us your jokes.
Right.
It was
Which
a
is what Kickstarter is for,
fan-based.
yeah.
Right. It was very
Like, hey, we're gonna
fan-based.
It
test
was
this?
fan-based, yeah.
We're
Yeah, they're
gonna
like,
test this.
you
If it
want
works,
this?
it
We'll
works.
put it in. Yeah,
Right, but
type
you
of
gotta-
thing.
yeah. But if it doesn't
they wanted
make it,
the
it doesn't
fans to
make
build
it.
it. It wasn't like we
No,
need
that's
the
cool.
money. We need to make sure it's going to work. They're like, you guys said you want this. We weren't planning on doing it, so give us your ideas. We will make this for you because you guys want it.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Dr. GloryHoundd, would you get this game?
Based off of how much you like it, I would say, yeah, I would.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, because it does
That
look
makes
cool.
me so happy.
God. Oh, I reversed my decision then. No, it does. It does look like it's at least an interesting game. For me, at this point, I've gotten to the point where like I need a game that looks and feels different than other games I have. Otherwise, I just know realistically I'm not going to play it. There's lots of games we have that I'm like, I'm just not going to play this. It's like another game I have already a million of.
So, first off, I would definitely get this game. I think that, there's a lot of social deduction games on the market, but this is a social deduction game that has a take that mechanic. So you're trying to basically knock people out. And then you're also getting this other mechanic of the Red Death hunting around, too, that you're trying to get information on. So it's almost like you're playing against the game as well as against everybody else.
Does it kind of remind
game.
you of like the idea behind like Raise Your Goblets, where it's social deduction to try to poison all the other people at the table type of thing?
Yeah, except this you're also...
Yeah, I mean, it's a different mechanic.
having like
but-
a whole other figure in there that everybody is also trying to...
So it's co-op, but also like, but everybody else has to die too. So is it kind of like zombies, where it's like you guys all work together, but only one person can get out?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah,
No? Okay, I'm
you're
just
kind
gonna
of you're
keep
kind of
throwing out
working. Yeah,
games.
you're kind of working
Is
for
it like
yourself.
King of Tokyo? Where
No,
you roll
it's not.
dice to
It's
punch
not.
monsters?
It's not at all.
Next game. Next game.
Wow, I wasn't even finished. God. I would
Let
give
the
this
woman
game. It
finish.
looks fantastic. The art is wonderful on it. It's a social deduction game that adds like an extra bit to it that I think would be more interesting than kind of the other social deduction
So, like
games on the
Rhino
market
Hero,
right
then.
now.
You're just taking
God
tiles.
damn it,
and
guys.
stuff.
Except
We're
for
moving on.
Battlestar Galactica.
This is why we get everything
Fucking moving
nice.
on. What is the next one?
Like
Western
food
Legends.
chain magnet. Got it.
My thing went down. What's the next one? Western Legends?
Western Legends, yeah.
Never had that problem.
Well,
Feels bad, bro.
Give it time.
it's just me then.
Yikes.
So the Western Legends, it looks like they're trying to. It's a Western themed game, obviously with an. Well, I guess Western Legends could be Western Hemisphere Legends. So
No,
but
this is Western as in the Old West
The
by
old-
Colossal Games, okay?
right.
Why can't it be the New West? We should bring that back.
This
Horses
is,
and all
And
that.
just like talk about pipelines, I guess. Anyway,
this is a big box game, too. Like,
yeah.
It's not
they
the
have a
size of the box.
ton of stuff crammed in here.
It's about the stuff they have crammed in there.
In the box.
Is it?
It's not so much the
It's
size
all
of
about
the
the box. You like that big box?
Girl.
And I think there's some interesting ideas in here, but I don't know.
I always get
Tell me which
really,
ones
I'm
are.
always really fascinated by Western games because first off, I don't like Western games. So I'm
doesn't.
like, why do
True
people
story.
even like these games? They're horrible.
Okay, that's a whole discussion.
Wait, the game or the theme?
The theme.
theme.
I
She hates the
hate
theme.
Westerns.
So she kind of ruined Westerns
Yeah.
for me permanently because I like Westerns. Because she came up to me one day when I was watching one. She's like, "You know, you're just watching like a guy's soap opera, right?" And I kind of
It's
messed with my
true.
brain. 'Cause I was
It's like this very dramatic
because
soap
they're staring at
opera.
each other for like 15 minutes, and they're like, I
Who's
got
gonna
you,
Who's
bro.
gonna pull their gun
Yeah,
first?
it's just I'm like.
Yeah.
So when she said that, and I started trying to explain
You don't
a
like
Western to
dramatic
her,
tension?
No,
She
not
doesn't.
in no,
not
no.
that. So like I'm trying to explain to her this Western, and she's looking at me. I'm like, it's very soap opera-ish. Basically, the little kids. You know what? Just don't. You don't want to watch it.
I mean, I could get it. I could get not getting behind the genre because of its misogynist tendencies and its
But I don't think Westerns have to be that way at all.
they don't have to be, and the new ones are
It's an American
right,
hero.
but a lot of them do fall towards that.
right, but I think there's
But not
something
really, because the good guy's usually not a misogynist.
right. At least he's.
But the
well,
majority of
maybe
the other
not,
stuff
but-
that's happened, there's
That's
always
'cause there's-
raping and pillaging in westerns, and
Every Viking movie ever.
Well, yeah,
Every
Vikings
night
are the
movie
same
ever.
way. Do you
Well,
see me
still-
watching
Oh my
Viking
God.
movies?
What about night movies?
Night
with knights?
movies? Actually, I don't really think I watch any of those either.
So you just
Maybe,
watch
I don't
space
know.
movies.
I do watch space
so
movies.
instead of raping and pillaging, it's just destroying planets. It's like
destroying
the same thing,
planets
but
and
worse.
killing aliens, yeah.
Right.
And then the aliens
Which
rape
is
and
only
pillage
good
you.
if you're the one who's killing
Yeah.
the planet.
Yeah.
There's no good
So,
movie.
Western Legends by Colossal Games. It does look interesting, though. So I don't like Westerns, but this game does look interesting because I like the fact that it gives you the ability to play the good guys or the bad guys in it.
Right.
It's almost like a little, role-playing board game, almost.
So
you
like
know,
King of
because you get...
Tokyo.
So you get to gamble.
Right, you
drive
get your
cattle,
character.
prospect for gold, rob the bank, fight bandits, pursue stories.
Right, you get
It
your
sounds like
character.
you pretty much could do all the things
You
that
can
you would
become an
think of.
outlaw.
And then you
You can keep
get
the
to
peace.
figure out what you want to do with that character. Are you
thanks.
going to be an outlaw and start getting bounties put on you and you have to avoid the sheriff, or do you want to go the good guy route and
Like,
try
so do you
helping
get
people
mine
and
gold
stuff?
and then try to take it into town and get bushwhacked and stuff?
Yeah,
People try to
you
jump
can
on your
mine
plane?
gold and stuff, and then they have a little
Acrylic.
card game and stuff that you can play in it, I believe. That
Acrylic gold nuggets.
Acrylic gold nuggets.
Acrylic gold nuggets.
Nice.
Well, it has the
real
cubes in there.
plastic
They're made out of
gold
old
nuggets.
fillings.
The
And it
old
has
fillings,
24
right?
wooden cubes from the Old West.
Oh, nice. Old
Are those
wood.
from,
I'm a big fan
mesquite
of
trees?
Old wood.
Mesquite trees, yeah.
That would have been a nice touch, though, if they were made out of barn wood from 1800s.
There you go.
Yeah.
It has all the little tokens, like little poker chips and stuff. So the way that they themed the game fits very nicely.
Yeah, because that's probably why they made the game.
No, I'm just saying, they could have just, instead of doing little plastic gold nuggets, they could have just thrown some more cubes in there and stuff. They were trying, okay? They were trying to keep
Do
the
you guys
theme
get
of
the
it.
impression that some of these Kickstarter games are all starting to look a little bit alike?
Yes,
How dare you?
for sure.
I mean, there's a
formula.
There is. There is. I agree. I agree.
I would like to see that formula, but I do agree. No, I want to know what the formula is so I can just make my own game. But
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Have
think it's that
miniatures.
hard.
Have decent art.
Have decent art.
Have miniatures.
Have
a good video.
This video is not that great, but it was
you
just
should
kind of
have
like
a good video.
It was just kind of like you
Have a
should
good video, and then have Game Boy Geek review it ahead of time.
And then put Eric Lang's name on it.
And then put Eric Lang's name on it.
Created by,
and then your board game will sell. That's
it's a different.
That's the recipe
It doesn't have
right
to be
there.
the Eric Lang. It could be like a different Eric Lang.
Oh,
Just some
right,
other
yeah, it's
random
some
Eric
other
Lang
guy
you know.
named Eric Lang.
Yeah,
how
some
many
guy you went to college with.
How many games on there's like open world, sandbox?
Well, that's what this is. Western Legends is an open world sandbox
It is.
tabletop adventure for
It is.
2 to
Yeah, I
6
would just
players set in
you
America
just put
West.
that on the game. Doesn't
With
even have to do those
fantastic
things.
miniatures.
Are they?
I think they're cute.
But you didn't say cute. You said fantastic.
There's a difference,
There's a
right? 'Cause
difference.
just like, oh, they're whimsical.
Out of
Fantastic's
Western
like, I'm
miniatures, I
blown
feel like
away.
they're very nice.
Okay.
Based off of your
Well, and then
knowledge
you get
of
to
Western
play. You
miniatures?
get to play as the different characters. You know, like
Are you
Billy the
disappointed?
Kid, Wyatt the Earp, or
Oh
Wyatt.
my god!
Wow, Wyatt Earp,
Wyatt the
the Earp.
I'm glad that was a mistake, and that you didn't really.
I am
need it
so
that
sorry.
Because
I'm
that
so
hurts me
sorry.
inside.
I apologize.
Are you sad that the sheriff is a work in progress?
that we can't see him?
It says
Like,
whip.
you really feel like the sheriff should at least be like done, right? Like that seems like a pretty pivotal character.
No, that happens.
So you're the thing that kind of bugs me a little bit is you're playing these very specific characters from the time period.
Yes.
The famous characters.
Yes.
But the miniatures aren't the characters. You're
No, they
playing.
aren't.
They're just
yeah,
generic.
they're sort of a
Old West
generic ones that
miniatures.
you
I
can
feel
kind of
like
pick.
you
Yeah.
can't really, unless you're playing a storyline-based game. I don't think you should be playing historical figures. That's my take. If
don't
you're going to be
think
playing
they
Billy
look
the
all
Kid and
No,
Wyatt
it's
Earp and all that,
horrible photography on the miniatures too. Like they're
And
look
then-
really
I'm
I'm just saying,
awful.
like,
All
you
of
need to be
the-
playing a storyline. Not
All of
just
the
doing a
cards
random
in
game.
this game
there's
are
only
like a
one-
deck of cards too, so you can use them as deck of cards or whatever. Your
And there's
cards.
only one.
been
I don't know
done
why
already.
you would do that. I don't know why you would do that, but
Didn't
you can
Tiny
if
Epic
you want.
Western? That's already
did do
it's
that.
been done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has.
And there's only one female miniature. That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but I think there's more female characters, aren't there?
Yeah, they
I
seem
think they
to,
did a couple, right?
They seem to have mixed it up.
Annie Oakley.
Well, there are more female characters, which is good because there's some great female Western characters.
As far as Western themed games, though, so
Who is Lady
if I can
Luck,
think,
though? Is Lady Luck a real Western?
I don't know.
I've
I
never
don't
heard
think
of
so.
Lady Luck.
I don't know. I don't think
Not
so.
one I've
I think
heard of.
some of this stuff is
And
made
I
up.
live by Tucson. That was my Western. I'm sorry, guys.
As far as
It's a work in progress, like the sheriff. Okay.
Western themed games that I can think of offhand, out of that genre, this looks pretty good.
She knows 2 games.
I would say that
Like,
there
what other
are-
Western themed game can you think of that you'd be like, no, this one is the one?
Well, you
Well,
played Doomtown?
Yeah, well, Doomtown is a
But
card game,
that's a card game, though.
but I would rather play that.
it's an
I would
open
rather-
world sandbox card game. What are you talking about?
It kind of is.
It's an
'cause
RPG.
You're building it. That's Deadlands, the RPG.
kind of, as far as like, well, we're not talking about RPGs though. We're talking about board games.
We're talking about open, sandboxy, miniature games.
What's the
If you
cattle
don't like
drive
card
one?
games, though, it's a card game. It's
The
not a
one
board
that-
game.
Great Western Trail.
Yeah, Great Western Trail.
Great
These
Western
are more.
Trail.
There are
But that's
some
about
Euro-
like cattle and
Yeah.
crossing the lands. Oregon Trailish.
Yeah, Western teams have hit the Euro game the last year. There've been a few, but that's because a lot of the European designers have a thing
For Westerns.
for the American
yeah.
West,
Yeah.
and so they do.
Right, 'cause it's
Everybody
just-
does.
it's a
There's
mix of
Montana.
them,
There's
right?
Pioneers that just came out. The Great Western Trail.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that came out by What's Your Game? I can't remember the name, but
It's a very romantic era,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
long as you look past the crappy parts. Just like I'm sure hundreds of years now, people will talk about like the 2000s being so great.
No.
Pinnacle of,
Well,
you don't know. They
So-
could.
so I would rather. This game makes me want to just go play an RPG because
Okay.
it's
It's
an open.
close enough to
It
that.
does seem RPG-ish with the
Right.
way that they have it set up and stuff with the open world and everything.
But I'm actually a fan of that though, because a lot of times if you don't have a way of like, if you don't have a group that you RPG with, if you have a game that's similar, it kind of gives you that
Yeah.
fill, that need without having to
Where
get
you
to a
can
full scale game. That's
do
gonna
it
last
without
months.
spending 4 hours,
Making a character.
1 to 2 days a week playing an RPG.
Right.
Yeah. Where you have a time cap on things. I think as far as Western games go, this is a decent looking Western game just because there's a lack of nice Western games out there.
There's a lot of Western miniatures games, but not a whole lot. Not like a lot of because there's a Fistful of Lead, which I played with Tim.
Right.
And then there's like 6 or 7 other ones that I can't even. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
But
those are miniatures games.
But they're board
Which
games,
makes a difference, because not everybody goes over to miniature games.
Right.
Not everybody's multiplayer, where they'll play anything.
Omni game.
The pan gamer.
Pan gaming.
I could be attracted to any game, really.
That's right. I will play anything on a table. Richard, yay or nay?
Left open some doors, right?
You
got that too?
I was
I'm like,
kind of
I'll put it on the
stunned.
table if that's what you need.
I was a little stunned there. But
yay or nay on this game?
I would have to play it. This game looks like there's too many different moving parts that don't seem to quite fit together in my head, but...
You know how there's like a pattern of Kickstarter games that you're starting to see the pattern? I'm starting to see the pattern of his review of Kickstarter games. I feel like you just gave that last... Didn't you give that last game that exact same review?
That's true. That's true.
We should buy him a game, I feel like.
Buy him a game from Kickstarter? Have it sent to his house?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he just knows what he
All
wants,
right.
man.
I do, and like...
He just knows too many parts, but he's like a super complicated gamer, I feel like.
I do, but I am...
He's just gotta like
But
it.
like the miniatures pictures are really crappy on that page.
Okay.
Like really crappy.
Okay.
You can't see whether they're any
Okay.
good or not.
I will say nay.
Okay.
That doesn't look like a game that I would play, but I would say Travis Chance is the person behind Colossal Games, and he was with Action Phase Games.
Right.
And so you are probably going to get this game. It's probably going to be fine. The production quality is going to be good. He has a history of making good products.
Right.
So whether the photos are bad, I don't know that they're going to be amazing Western miniatures, but he does have a history of putting out...
Making very good stuff, right? Yeah.
Like I said, he delivers.
He delivers.
I think he's going to deliver this game. So as far as that, it's not a game that I would
If he
play,
puts it on the
Okay.
table, she'll play with it.
Apparently.
Oh, you're going to ask me?
Yeah.
I'm actually on the fence.
Are
I
you?
have to do a little bit more research, maybe
Okay.
see a little bit of a playthrough, just because of
You want to
time-wise,
see it before it comes on the table?
I still kind
Is
of
it a
based
barbed
off
wire
of
fence or is it a wood fence? I'm trying to get the-
wood with some cattle wire, which is barbed wire.
I was going to say, what?
I like to call it cattle wire, though. It makes it sound more romantic.
Does it? Okay. Okay.
But I'm kind of on the fence with it because, like, I'm not in the point right now where I personally would just want a whole bunch of games that I feel like are going to take a lot of time. I like games that are about 1 to 2 hours currently right now. That could change, like if our kid grew up and like moved out and I had more time. But
you'll stockpile of games you're waiting
but
for
yeah,
that
right
for.
now it's like it's a hard time just to get like an hour game going sometimes. So
Okay, so
on the fence.
this is a $60 game. I think if you really like Western games, this is probably going to be a good game for you to get. Like, if that is like where your heart is, you love Westerns.
If you just like
you're
the
probably
theme.
if you like the theme, this is probably going to be a good game for you. And there's not a whole lot of Western themed games out there that are really fantastic. The only thing that I really don't particularly like about this is that you're spending $60 on the game, and then they want you to do a $15 add-on for an expansion.
2 $15 add-ons.
Yeah, 2 $15 add-ons for an expansion.
Find that kind of annoying.
And I don't like that because
It's cool that they give you the option, but I always feel like if you've already got the
I
expansion,
feel like I
it should
have
just
to
be
get
part
the
of game.
expansions already out of the gate. I'm like, all right, well, that's
It's like
going
as
to
bad
add
as
another
buying-
$30 onto
It's
it.
like as bad as buying Battlefield.
And then it's like $90.
And it says like, yeah, it's gonna be a $60 game, but then also give us $40 for the next expansion for next May.
Right.
No.
I would definitely play this game though, just because of the open world sort of where I can pick to be a bad guy or a good guy or whatever I want to do.
You
in
can
this
just
game.
go troll whoever you want.
Yeah,
on the
I like
table.
that. Yeah,
Can you
pretty
be
much.
a troll in the game?
Well, you can be a good guy or a bad guy, so
Yeah.
obviously you can flip off sides at any point, right?
Right.
So you should, if it's open world, you should be able to do that.
And that appeals to me. I like being able to pick.
She's like being able to turn on her neighbors.
Sudden-
I do. I
sudden
like
but
being
inevitable
able.
betrayal.
Exactly. I
Side.
like being able to
It's not even a surprise
betray
anymore.
everybody in the game at the last minute, so everybody's unhappy and I win. So that's what I like doing.
It's not so much that she wants to win; she just wants to see others fail.
I want to see everybody's face as they lose.
I want you to know it
Drink
was me.
the tears of your victims.
That's right. For $60 though, you're getting a lot in the box and stuff. I would get it. I would get it if I liked Westerns. I don't like Westerns though.
So you're not going to get it then?
No, because I don't like Westerns. But I think if you do like Westerns, you
But
should
you thought
get
about buying it for me for a gift?
it. I did.
Yeah.
But then I thought I would have to play it with you, and then I was like, well, how much don't I like Westerns? So I don't know.
This is the conundrum she comes with anything King of Tokyo comes out that's new. She's like, oh, I want to get this for you, but then I'll have to play it with you. I'm like, yeah, you will.
It would probably
She's just
be
gonna call
okay.
it Sheriff of Tucson.
It would probably be okay. If it was space-themed, I would be all over this.
Ugh.
If it was
So
space-themed,
done with
I would be
space.
done with it. Yeah.
Why don't
We
you just
get
say
it.
it's on
Space
Mars?
Space is out there. We
Well,
get it.
speaking of Mars, we have John Carter of Mars, the RPG.
Good. She's good.
Yes!
This
I
is-
got
this
one!
is the first
I got
one she's
one!
ever done.
I got one.
We're proud of you, kid.
Well,
Proud of
we
you.
we ruin it by talking about it. Let's-
Of course, every time.
Segues,
Every time.
let's-
I've had a couple others before, but that was the better
this
one.
Is the movie, this is that movie that was done by Disney, right? John Carter?
Yeah, which was originally a book.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a book, a movie, now an RPG.
Now it's an RPG that you can play
whole series
with all
now.
your friends.
Which I didn't think it was actually a horrible movie. It made me want to watch a little bit more, but I know a lot of people did not like it, but I think that was based off of who they picked as actors and everything.
John Carter of Mars is basically there's like a colonization of Mars, and there's different factions warring and stuff, and they have their own like social system
So
that's
it's like
happening
the Old
there.
West, but in space.
You have people from Earth. You have people from Earth that come over, and because of Mars being smaller and stuff like that, they can basically be superheroes at that point. And they lift things. Everybody's really
Because
strong
of the
and stuff.
gravity thing?
Yeah, because of the gravity thing.
But like, how long before you would accumulate to that, and you just would no longer be strong? You'd be strong for like 2 weeks, and then you're like, oh,
You got to like work out every day real hard.
Well, in this, Mars is like 1/3 larger than Earth, because otherwise all these creatures would not have 6 legs and or look like they've been bodybuilding with honor.
I thought this was really interesting seeing this as a role-playing game. I don't know. How do you guys feel about?
Well, I think since it's such a, unless you're a huge fan of it, it would be pretty unknown to most people, right? So you could
think
really
so?
go wild with it.
Well, it's
so.
a fairly well-known series in sci-fi, but it's not a popular series that kind of gets
Well, right.
refreshed.
So there's like other stuff like that too. So like the thing with like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, everyone kind of knows the idea of, oh, there's wizards, possible dragons. It's a fantasy theme.
Well, it says Dungeons and
Western-
Dragons right on the cover, right?
Like a Western theme one, like Deadlands or something. You kind of have an idea of what's going on. There's way more to it, but you have a general idea of who you could play and stuff. Something like this, I think, is kind of unique enough that you could really just do whatever you want. Sounds like.
You can create a really unique adventure with it because there's not as much of a limit on it
I
with
would actually like to
player
play
knowledge.
an RPG like this where people actually thought like aliens, like could do that. Like I don't think I'm a good enough player to actually think
Wait.
differently than how I would normally think.
You should come
somewhat.
to our mega game in April.
Is it like? So I was playing a game one time and they had like a Tree King in it, like a Dungeons and Dragons type game, and it was interesting trying to see how they played it, like how they're reacting to things differently than like a human would, and that was kind of. I'd like to do that.
So
It's modifious.
here's the thing that I really like about RPGs is that you can still get like if you're not sure about it, you can get a PDF for like $20. Usually $15-$20. For this one, it's 20.
Yeah.
I think. Unless it's 20. And then if you want to get a full book, it's $54. Why not take a chance if it's just like a PDF, $20? I mean,
I think that's like how much it costs to go to the movies for like one person,
right?
like,
And then you get a really
popcorn,
cool RPG
like
that
one
you
kernel.
can, if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out, and it was $20. But if it does, it's a unique gaming experience for everybody. And I don't know. I'm interested in the idea because I love the fact that like you're still kind of human, and then like you're going over to someplace new, and then
But
you
how
become
are
a superhero, and it's like you have like like it would be like if you got superpowers here on Earth, like you would use them for good, for evil. Who
But
knows?
how is the system any different than like borrowing some generic system and adding stuff
Everybody
in?
borrows systems.
Well, this-
But I mean, is
stuff,
this
though.
something that's unique? Like,
Oh.
so from what I understand of RPGs on Kickstarter is that some of them are, like Monty Cook did some stuff on there, right? Like he's trying his system or whatever. But then there's these that are kind of
Very kind of
who's
niche.
the company? What's the system?
It's Modifius,
Okay.
which they just did the Star Trek RPG that just came out, and they're kind of one of these. They're kind of
They're
like
like a licensing
they're
company
li-
for
license-
RPGs.
Yeah, they're kind of the
So
same.
they
thing.
own the licensing for this, and so
Right.
But the system is probably just
pretty similar. Is it going to be like a similar system to like what? Yeah, they've got like a system they're just going to put out different versions of the same game.
I suspect so, but like I didn't find like a whole lot of information. I mean, I read super deep. Unfortunately, I didn't have time for it, but it didn't seem like they were pimping the system too much. Like I read like
no, they were doing theme and like miniatures
let's
and
get great art
dice
and
like
miniatures
doing
and-
that. But that's not necessarily what. You could technically play any system you wanted with any
role-playing
game, really.
Right,
you
but
know,
some
it's
have
just
like unique ones that are kind of interesting, and some
right.
don't.
Well, this one
So your point was that
does
either
not have a
it's like a
unique
licensing
system.
company, or it's a game, or it's a RPG that's almost like more about the system than it is about the actual content.
well, you're either buying it as a shortcut because you want to play in this world, right? And they've
Right.
done the shortcut. They've given you all
Yeah.
the
Right, they
flavor.
give you all the information
They
and
give
all
you
the
the
stuff.
flavor.
Right, exactly.
It's like taco
Yeah.
seasoning, you know. It's like they've given you the taco
This is a
seasoning.
flavor game.
Or you're buying something on Kickstarter because it's some kind of new, interesting system, right?
This one would be
See that?
because you're looking for the seasoning. This is a seasoning
Because
game.
it's motherfucking taco.
Because
Tuesday?
it's the book is really nice. It's themed very nicely. You can get miniatures if you want. You can get dice if you want. You know, the manual looks really good, but it is everything on it is based upon this the theme of the game and creating that world and the world building and stuff. Not as much on the exact gameplay as far as like which system we're doing, D20 or whatever.
So, yeah, seasoning, not.
It's called the 2D20 system, which
2D20?
means there's one more D20, so that means that it's more powerful, right?
Plus your revenue's up because you got to get people to buy it.
It was
Yeah, then you got to get all the
It sounds
D20s
like
out
something
there.
you'd be into.
It was-
you
Well,
got to buy
about the
twice as much dice for this
D20s.
game. Sounds great.
You always have to have two D20s.
if
not
you're gonna
a-
roll 1d6
it's not
more,
a
like
D20
roll 4
system.
D6.
it's,
And you need special D20s.
yeah.
Why didn't they
Yeah.
call this the double D system? Like,
Well,
I mean,
it's already
it's
got
two Ds, right?
It's got
Didn't you already
problematic
copy
stuff
my-
all
Oh,
over
sorry.
it
Copyright
already.
that?
I copy wrote that.
Right.
Because it is GloryHoundd double Ds.
It
Right?
was in Mutant Chronicles 3rd Edition, Infinity, Conan, and now John
Are
Carter.
you on some weird like IMBD for like RPGs? Like, how
No,
are you
I'm on
finding-
Mojo
No,
Face's
he's
site.
he's talking about the
that makes
different
sense.
ones that
Actually,
they're
there
doing.
is one. It's Board Game Geek has an RPG.
RPG Geek or whatever.
RPG Geek.
Oh, really? I
it's
did not know that.
It's not particularly
Lots of
good.
people don't know it. That's how popular it is.
This is already funded though. The John Carter thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
like ridiculously funded.
I only
People
know
like
about
John
this
Carter.
because of the movie. So, like, for me, like, I'm just not part of the fan base, I guess. So, it could be interesting. I don't know. For, like you said, for $20, if you're looking for something to do,
If it were Western themed, I'd probably.
Would you?
I'm with
Okay.
you on
Well,
that one.
Richard, yay or nay?
I might pick up the PDFs,
Yeah.
but I have a lot of other games that do the same thing.
Okay.
So I can play Savage Worlds. I can do this in Savage Worlds in probably under an hour. Also, Savage Worlds, they're going to bring out Flash Gordon, which I think is actually more interesting creatures. Like I get
Okay.
every one of us. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Is like I can do kind of anything I want with a couple different systems. So I might get the PDFs just to see if they have some interesting ideas in there I can steal for other things.
Okay.
But it's hard with RPGs though because it's like art. You know, you're either like you're really into the theme and you're like this is going to be great, or you're just like
You
eh.
have to be into the theme.
right.
You have to
or
be.
you're just
Yeah.
like Eye of the World, Robert Jordan's Eye of the World. That's like there's an RPG.
You're
for
super
that.
into that theme and you
Yeah,
love
because
that.
I read, like,
yeah.
I don't know, the
but
first
nobody
12
else
books
is
or
because they don't
something.
know what the hell it
This
is.
is the only thing we have in common.
Yeah, I love that. I love that book series. But it's like I would pay money to play in that RPG.
Okay.
I want to play it so
Whoa.
$50.
Yeah, Richard is like, I'll run that.
I have the
I'm
books on
running
my
it.
shelf already.
bad. Nice.
Andrew, yay or nay?
If Richard's buying the PDFs, I'm a nay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good, right?
I'm set.
You got
So
it.
My new Kickstarter strategy is just to find a Kickstarter friend.
For what?
A Kickstarter friend who is.
Oh, a
who is-
Kickstarter. Oh, a friend who does all the Kickstarters. Right, yeah.
Friends with Kickstarter?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've actually
So
talked about that
absolutely.
because like a lot of
Instead
times
of friends with
in our
benefits, it'll be
gaming
like
group,
friends
we'll
with
like end up
Kickstarter.
we'll all end up buying it. We're like, did all three of us buy Gloomhaven? That seemed like a waste.
Yeah,
So
right?
Maybe
This,
like
this might be why I'm still friends
Split
with
it?
them. So just,
Sometimes you
I
feel
just
like,
got Tao
should we have
Long in,
just-
so we need to play that
Should
one.
we just like Rising Sun? Like we're like, yeah, we got it. And our other friends are like, yeah, we got it. They're like, oh yeah, we got it too. It's like, why did we all
Why are
buy
we
it?
doing that?
I didn't buy it for specifically that
Exactly,
reason.
because everybody had
Just
it.
to
It
be
was
like
getting
a little bit,
it.
yeah, it's like too much.
Right?
Like, do we all have to have a copy of it?
Somebody needs to
Probably
get
not.
Seventh Continent,
Richard's like-
though. I need that game.
Yes, yes, yes. No, because you guys all have it.
Right?
Well, it's like why we never bought Cards Against Humanity. At one point in time, we thought about it, but so many people had it. We were like, what's the point? If we want to play it, if we're going to someone's
We'll
house, they'll
find
probably
somebody.
have it.
Yeah, we'll find
I think my
somebody
mom has that game. Either.
I gave
It's not a big
I gave
deal.
my copy away.
It's not even a big deal anymore. Like,
Dr. GloryHoundd, would you get the game?
no, not at this point in time. But that's because I don't like RPGs as much as board games.
Okay. I would probably get the PDF copy. I'm lured into getting the fancy book because I like having the actual physical books. But I like the theme a lot.
I'm going to play an RPG.
I like
It's going to be Pugmire,
Pugmire. Yeah, Pugmire would be
or it's
good.
going to be I Have the World.
Pugmire on Mars.
I would do Pugmire on Mars.
Actually, hilariously, that was the book. That was the game they did after Pugmire.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not Pugmire on Mars, but it's same group of designers doing.
Oh,
it
that's
on Mars.
fantastic.
Basically, this same idea from those.
I like
guys, so.
the unfamiliarness of the setting.
She likes alien intrusions.
And I do like aliens, because not everybody will know it, so it's
On a
easier to
table?
get. Well, of course, if it's on a table, I'll play it. So,
Yikes.
all right, that's it. I'm done for the night. I'm done. Make sure to rate us on iTunes and Stitcher, and check out AZ Game Fair or ArizonaGameFair.com. Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming out and hanging out with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and yeah, Happy New Year! Woo! that was it.
We're not dead.
We're not
Much
dead.
To your
We're
chagrin.
not dead. I'll have
We're still
details
going to put
later.
these out, even if you don't pay us for
That's
it.
true. That's a true story.
Roll
I'll
your
still
two
put all these
D20s.
out. That's right.
Roll
Get
your
your
shit.
D20s ready. Woo!
2 of them.
Roll those double Ds.
Roll them.
Let me see those double Ds.
I know you've left out, but I still need you. I know you've left out, but I still need you. I know you've left out, but I still need you.
This has been a GloryHoundd production in association with Abnormal Entertainment. For more shows, game news, and amazing adventures, follow us at GloryHoundd.com, at GloryHoundd on Twitter, or In Glory We Trust on Facebook.
Head to abnormalentertainment.com for all of our podcasts and blogs. Go to cinemaheadcheese.com for our movie reviews and news. Don't forget our YouTube channels, Abnormal Podcast and Cinema Head Cheese. Get us on Twitter, at Abnormal Podcast, and find all of our shows and Abnormal Entertainment on Facebook.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.